Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel, and we need to get into this information today because the information war wages on. Just when they thought that they could hide all the information by deleting it, scrubbing it from the websites, guess what? Somebody is able to pull it up because it is never truly gone. And this is a bombshell exclusive because the deep state was able to do so much when they gave us President Barack Obama. Why? Because him being a black president, no one was willing to criticize, or they were scared to criticize him because they didn't want to be called racist. Well, you have to move past that and speak the truth. You know, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. It has nothing to do with color. But anyway, let me read this. This is deleted web pages that show Obama led an effort to build Ukraine's based biolab, which handles dangerous pathogens. It says a deleted web article recovered by National Post reveals the former President Barack Obama spearheaded an agreement leading to the construction of biolabs handling especially dangerous pathogens in Ukraine. You know what's interesting about this? Just listen to what Senator Lugar says right here. Lugar said, plans for the facility began in 2005 when he and then Senator Barack Obama entered a partnership with the Ukrainian officials. Lugar and Obama also helped coordinate efforts between the U.S. and Ukrainian researchers that year in an effort to study and help prevent avian flu, explained Arthur Tina Redluck. What's interesting about how they say they were going to study and help prevent, this was the same thing that Fauci told Donald Trump. So anytime these deep state players tell you they're going to study to help prevent an outbreak of a certain virus or pathogen, which they are actually creating, it's going to be an actual outbreak of the thing that they are creating. Did we not have bird flu? Yes, we did. It says this biolab opens in Ukraine. This is another article by Tina Redluck. It says U.S. Senator Dick Lugar applauded the opening of the interim Central Reference Laboratory in Odessa, Ukraine. I think I spoke on my last video about Putin's precision strike weapons hitting these labs, and they are still reporting on fake news that Putin is putting these weapons or killing, you know, innocent people, women, children. Now there are going to be casualties of war. But there are also false flags going on because there was someone in a residential area that actually videotaped one of these Azov battalion members carefully placing an incendiary device in a playground to harm children so they can what? Blame Putin for that. But let's get back into this article. This week announcing that it will be instrumental in researching dangerous pathogens which will be used by bioterrorism. The Level 3 Biosafety Lab, which is the first built under the expanded authority of the Non-Lugar Cooperative Threat Reduction Program will be used to study anthrax, tularemia. I need to blow this up because I can't even see. I don't have my glasses on. And Q fever, as well as other dangerous pathogens. Lugar says plans for the facility began in 2005, which is a basically repeat of what I said earlier about them to study and help prevent avian bird flu. Let's see here. I had something else which was shocking to me. The CDC Director Walensky actually admitting that she learned about the effectiveness of, or shall I say, less effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccine. But you know, on fake news, they said the effectiveness of it. I gotta turn this sideways to blow it up. It says Dr. Rochelle Walensky, Director of the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, became the latest prominent official to contradict key aspects of the official COVID-19 narrative of the past 2 years. In March's third appearance at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, Walensky was interviewed by Dr. William Powderly, co-director of the institution's Division of Infectious Diseases. During the interview, Walensky said she learned COVID vaccines were effective from watching CNN. Now, you would think somebody sitting in that position of her stature, which I don't know her credentials, would know what's going on with the COVID vaccine and the effectiveness. But she's here stating that she learned that from CNN. Segue back to these biolabs. This is a tweet by Glenn Greenwald. He says, Ukraine has biological research facilities, says Undersecretary of State Victoria Nuland, when asked by Senator Rubio if Ukraine has biological or chemical weapons, and says she's worried Russia may get them. But she says she's 100% sure if there's a biological attack, it's Russia. Did you see how she just flipped the script? Now look at what they said at the end of this. It says the Department of Defense. Now, mind you, they've been doing damage control because they didn't want it to get out that what I stated in the other video, these biolabs that they have been setting up in various places all over the world is done by them. They tried to hide the evidence, but here's something someone else found. This is a Department of Defense expenditure sheet for Ukrainian laboratories. And excuse me because I cannot speak Russian. There are several labs on here where they spent over $1 million, as you can see from this list. Lviv, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Zakharpatska. I don't know how to pronounce that first one. State Regional Diagnostic Veterinary Laboratory. As we see what they did with COVID, they used the bat and combined human tissue in order for it to be, as they say, their gain of function, to be able to attach to the human body, to infect the human body. But they will claim that this information that Russia had been putting out through its embassy about these U.S. biolabs that set up on their border is misinformation. But now the truth is coming out. That's why you can never trust what's coming out of mainstream media, because they will lie and they will spin the truth. That is what they are good at. They are the devil's minions. And here is another picture just to show you more evidence of this Azov battalion. As you can see, they are holding a Nazi flag. They were deemed Nazis by 40 members, as I stated before, of the unselect January 6th committee. These 40 Democrats signed this letter and said that this battalion are terrorists. They are Nazis. Now, people that do not know what's going on, that's weighing in, unfortunately gullible Americans that's following fake news that wants to go over there and help Ukraine. This is the army you're going to help fight, against Putin. The Nazis that we helped set up. We need to do our research. We need to do our homework, because this is awfully familiar to the 9/11 event. We had another false flag because we didn't have that much terrorism. See, that was the thing that they were planning back during the Oklahoma City bombing, when they told that noble lie. They wanted to bring in these terrorism laws to be able to steal our liberties. But in order to do that, they had to have a false flag. And there wasn't enough of it, so they were planning these events. And when the effects wear off, as Donald Rumsfeld said, our former Secretary of Defense under Bush, he said we need to hit them again because the effects are wearing off. So see, we have these treasonous people deeply embedded in our government that is working against us. And it's sad, because money is the root of all evil. When these people put all of these central banks in all of these countries all over the world, and the temptation to keep these people in power and to get all that money to pour into their campaign, just like right now here in Texas, Beto O'Rourke is making it to the primaries. All this money is flooding into him, and that man has already said, yes, I'm going to take your AR-15s, so we already know what side he's on. He's working for them. All these people walking around looking like Americans, but they're not. All you have to do is listen to them talk and listen to their actions. Well, that's how I'm going to end it, and I will see you on the next one.